What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Phones and Drones. You see it here. We kind of teased it in an earlier video. I want to give you guys a side-by-side comparison to what I believe two of the best wearables out there are today for Android or iOS. Now, caveat to that is obviously a Wear OS device or a Tizen device will work better with a Samsung or Android device purposely, but that's not to say you can't get these working with iPhones. I have used it with my iPhone personally, and it's been no issue. You do get a little more minimal, or I guess what I should say is the maximum potential cannot be reached with these. You can't take calls, you can't do certain things just because of how walled of a garden Apple is. Now, having said that, design-wise, feature-wise, I think these are some of the best watches out there. Obviously, the Gen 5 Garrett came out first, and the Samsung Galaxy Watch 3 just came out a couple weeks ago. But yeah, here is the Garrett. We know it comes in a lot of different assorted colors, different band options. Obviously, they're all interchangeable. They use that 22mm band. It's got that nice round circular display. And the first big call-out difference between these two devices are you have that rotating crown on here to sort of scroll through your interface, as opposed to the rotating bezel on here to scroll through it all as well. We'll touch on that in a second. This is going to be more of a personal preference as far as what do you like best. What is the best way to interact with these operating systems? I personally actually think that the bezel looks and works a little more easily. This does give you that traditional watch look, obviously, with the crown, but neither are bad options, so just keep that in consideration. With the Garrett, you are getting a speaker, as you can see there, so you can receive and make calls on this. You have that heart rate monitor on the back. You have those reprogrammable buttons. I think these displays are both top-notch. The Samsung one might have a little better visuals to it, but I don't think either look bad at all. One call out is you do get a more colorful always-on display with the Samsung Galaxy Watch 3 and even some of the older models as well. You get a little touch of color if it's on your wrist, and I'll go ahead and put this on right now so you can kind of see what I mean by that. I do not by any means have the biggest wrists around, but you can see just how good that actually fits and looks. Face size is a little bit smaller on the Galaxy Watch as opposed to the Fossil. And right there you can see what I was talking about in regards to the always-on display. You get that black and white look only on the Garrett, whereas opposed to you getting a little bit of color depending on the watch face on the Samsung Galaxy Watch 3. Having said that, you are getting a couple more health features as well, with blood oxygen monitoring, I believe, in certain locations on the Watch 3. You're not going to get any of that, obviously, in the Fossil Garrett watch series. Now, one other big call out between these two watches is not just the operating system, but how they operate in general. So, Tizen or Tizen, or however you want to call it, really does have a lot smoother of an operating system, and it really shows in the battery life department. If you didn't just catch that quick screenshot, I have had no issues getting through a day and a half to 2 days of usage with the Galaxy Watch 3. It has been very smooth. It does operate a lot less jagged and janky than a Wear OS device does. This is using the 3100 chipset. The 4100 chipset will be out in another month or so in the form of, I believe, a new Mavoy Tick watch. But for now, this is not gonna give you the best user experience. Migrating and obviously navigating through all of the user interfaces here really works great. There's no issues with it at all. It is very fluid and smooth. I've had no real lag or delay, but just trying to go through the same menus in this, I've had substantial holdups, and now luckily it's going to be very smooth for this video, but it's something just to keep in mind. You will experience some sort of lag when you go to launch certain apps, and it is a lot less fluid than it is on the Galaxy Watch. So Luckily, it is working pretty good for you guys to see here. Again, by no means is this a bad watch. I think the build quality almost feels better on here than how it does on the Samsung Galaxy Watch 3. As far as size comparisons go, you can see they both have a good thickness to them. I think the Samsung watch is a little thicker just because of those heart rate sensors at the bottom there. Kind of makes it stick out. It's not as flush as the Fossil watch is. They both do use those 22mm bands, and you can see I've actually replaced the one on my Watch 3. This is actually the way it came from Fossil on the Garrett Gen 5. Aside from that, speaker quality sounds equally good on both of these. The workout modes and auto detection, I think personally again, feels a little smoother on the Galaxy Watch 3. But with all this being said, one thing I didn't touch on was the price point. The Watch 3 here is actually much more expensive than you can find the Gen 5 Garrett or any of the Gen 5 series on. You are going to spend about $400 just to get in on the 41mm case size here. Yes, they come in two different sizes, but to get the larger one, which you can see here we have, this is the 45mm model, you're going to be spending a little bit more, north of $400. That's to say, if you want nothing but Bluetooth, if you want LTE, it's going to go up from there even more. This is strictly a Bluetooth model here, so you don't have that option of cellular connectivity. But it is true what they say, you get what you pay for. If you're going to spend over $400 on one of these watches, you're going to get that smoother experience, the better battery life. I believe a not very substantial, but a little bit better display. It is a little smaller than the 46 here, but you are getting a much more smooth operating system and a better experience overall, I believe. Now, having said all that, if you want to save a couple bucks, get basically the same features, this Fossil Gen 5 Garrett watch comes in a numerous of different color assortments and patterns. You get 3 with the Samsung watch, but you have a ton of different color options straight from Fossil themselves with the Gen 5. You will also be able to get I think a much better charging experience from a fast charge perspective with the Fossil. Don't quote me on that, but from when I've used hands-on time with both of these, I think I have seen my Fossil Gen 5 charge a little better, so it's just something to keep in mind. You saw me put the Watch 3 on. Now let me go ahead and actually put the Garrett on to show you what that looks like. Again, like I said, I don't have the largest wrists, but you can see just how well that looks. These are both premium looking watches and displays. Yes, you can obviously customize all your watch faces as you traditionally would by holding down and swiping over. If you want a more traditional Fossil face, there you have it. And by changing this face, it reminded me of something else as well. You can see that the bezel, I should say the display, doesn't quite go to the edge of the device like it would have you believe in some of these other pictures, but you can see on the Watch 3 it goes clearly edge to edge all the way around. There's no border around those bezels. But that's it, guys. From a experience perspective, I got to give it to the Samsung Galaxy Watch 3. From a design perspective, I think I got to give it to Fossil. But what do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. Let us know. Would you go with the Fossil or with the Watch 3? Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you guys are looking for more videos like this, we do it all the time. Check out some of those older ones. Give us a big thumbs up. It really helps. And we will catch you in the next one. Peace.